So, not a food pantry haul. This is a discount grocery store that's in Salt Lake, so it's where I used to live. It's about 45 minutes away from me now. I had to go there to pick up a prescription. I take Adderall for my ADHD, and places aren't taking new Adderall patients because of the shortage. Hi. So because of that, I just decided I'd run down this month and grab it from the pharmacy that I usually use. So I decided to run into the local discount store. It's not a super big haul, but I thought I'd share. And then I thought we'd make lunch with this that we got last week at the mobile food pantry. It's tomato pasta. So we're gonna figure out something to do with this. Let me show you what we got at the discount store. So we got some asparagus. It looks really good. We're gonna have that for dinner tonight. This was $1. A bag of mini cucumbers, and they look really good too. They're in my fridge. They're a little bit wet. The fridge here, it's very wet inside. 50 cents for a pound of mini cucumbers. This watermelon was so interesting to me. Also, it kind of reminds me of a bud, like it has a butt crack. But I don't know if I picked it right, but this watermelon was $1.50. So we're gonna try it. Maybe it's gonna be chicken food. Hopefully not. So $1.50 for the watermelon. Oh, look, I got colored on today. This is my daughter's favorite brand of ramen. At the Asian store, it's called Ocean Mart. It is $7.99, I think, for this pack. It has, it has 5 ramens in it, and it is $7.99. I think it looks really disgusting. Somebody's hungry. She's getting in the pantry. But she likes it, whatever. These were $1, so I got 4. So it's 20 packs of ramen. Sour cream. There was another one, but we had stroganoff for dinner last night. These were 10 cents. 10 cents for a sour cream. I don't want to get too many because they're very close to the date or they're out of date. I don't know, but they're fine. So we used one, and then usually on Thursdays we have burritos. So we'll use it for that. Or like I said, we used one for stroganoff last night. I might have splurged. So coffee creamer for generic brand right now is like $2.50 to $3. This was $3.87. I know it was a splurge. It's good until January 2024, but this is my favorite flavor of coffee creamer. So I said, you know what? I'm spending an extra $1 on creamer this week because we have the biggest girl going back to school. We actually have to set alarms this week, and sometimes you need a treat. So the caramel macchiato, Starbucks creamer, and these are like, I'm pretty sure like $52 at the grocery store. Totally being sarcastic. I think they're like $6. But still, $6 for coffee creamer is insane. Now these are the 6-pound cans of diced tomatoes. This is a very good brand. They're organic. What the heck am I going to do when I open one of these cans though, and now I have 6 pounds of diced tomatoes? I'm either going to have to make something out of them right then, or we're going to have to preserve them. Now, you can't re-can canned tomatoes. It's not safe. Maybe you can. I don't know. Do it at your own risk. It's not safe. Botulism, all that. So I borrowed these from a family member. They're silicone cups, and they're 1 cup each. So my thought is that I'm going to put them in here, and I'm going to freeze them. And we're out of diced tomatoes, so that was perfect. Oh, they were $3.50. $3.50 a thing. So I paid $7 for 12 pounds of diced tomatoes. And we're going to get doing that today. But we're going to make some lunch real quick. I don't have a tripod, so I'm just going to kind of show you the steps as we go. Oh my gosh, guys, I forgot the bacon dill. These were $1.99 each. I just cut up the watermelon. I haven't tried it yet. So don't mind the juice on there. $1.99 for bacon. It's frozen. It's still good. Let's try this watermelon. I was telling you I had to put blackouts because of how hot it gets. They're kind of tacky. But let's see. $1.50 watermelon. It's so crunchy and so sweet. So excited to cut it up and have it with dinner tonight. We're having steaks that I made from a roast. I cut a roast up, and we had stroganoff last night. I put the stroganoff, or some of the meat in the stroganoff. I cut up let me put down my watermelon, 3 steaks. And then I'm gonna use some of the meat and what's ever on the bone to make a stew. So that's dinner this week with the roast. We do not eat a lot of meat because eating a lot of meat is expensive. This is a roast I had in my freezer. But this watermelon is gonna go great with dinner tonight. And this weekend I'm excited to do something with this bacon. As I was dumping out the noodles into the pan, this fell out. I'm not sure what it is. I think it's a powdered cheese. We're going to look on the back of the bag in just a second. But to this, I pulled out a frozen sausage and just defrosted it. We're going to have a sausage. We're going to add some spinach. I have some zucchini and bell pepper, garlic, onion. And then I went to pick some fresh basil that needed to be picked. And I found this little tomato. So we're going to add that in there. I have a little bit of Colby Jack. And we're going to make a pasta dish with that. Let me chop this up and show you what's next. The package says it's a white powder packet. So that doesn't seem too promising, but we're going to use it. So I have some onion sauteing. You were supposed to add the tomato packet and the white packet in while it cooks, and you're not supposed to drain it. So that's going. It's just me and my daughter, my 20-month-old, I have a tomato on my hands, eating this. So we don't need a ton of vegetables. So just a little bit of zucchini, a little bit of red bell pepper, some spinach. I'm going to throw the onion and garlic, or the garlic in with the onion in just a second, and then we'll saute these after we get the meat going. It's been a couple minutes. This is still bubbling away. I actually added the red in too fast. So I'm going to mess this up. She started talking to me and wanting lunch. I only put about half of the sausage in because, again, one, that's a lot. You don't need a lot of meat. Improvise flavor in other ways. Spices, herbs, all of that goodness. Vegetables. So we're going to let this cook up some more, and then we're going to saute those vegetables. And then we're going to let that keep cooking. Actually, while that's cooking away, I want to show you how much bell pepper. Like, I literally used just a little sliver, just a little bit of the zucchini, and half of the meat. You don't need a lot. And then a handful of spinach. You don't have to eat a whole bell pepper. Don't be afraid of just putting a little bit in for color and flavor and nutrients. I just threw the zucchini and the bell pepper in. I want to wait on the spinach because that cooks a little bit faster, you know. And I'm just going to cook this up still. I'm not adding any spices to this because I have no idea what that tastes like. I've never had that. It's kind of gross looking to me. Like, it looks like tomato sauce with noodles in it. Maybe it's good. No idea. But like I said, we're judging it up anyway. So we're going to let these cook a little bit. Again, all that's in here is garlic, onion, a little bit of the sausage, and I could have even done a third of that link. But it looks like we're going to have a lot of leftover noodles, a little bit of bell pepper, and a little bit of zucchini. There's a little bit of the spinach that's stuck because I was using one cutting board. So that's all that's here. And then I opened that diced tomatoes that we need to process. And I'm just going to add in a heaping big spoon from the drawer into my dish. Maybe I'll add a little bit more, but that's what we got going on. And I'll show you in a second where we're at. Now that that has cooked down a little bit, we are going to add in this fresh spinach. I went to Sam's and they had that huge container for $3. I'd never been to Sam's. We had a Costco membership back in Salt Lake, but we thought we would pop in because it's closer to us here. And they have some pretty good prices. I had no idea, so that was cool. And there was like a 50% off membership, so it was $20, I believe, for the membership, which we thought was really worth it, just even for the gas, because Sam's in our area is about 20 cents cheaper per gallon than any other gas station. So even that'll pay for itself, and it's literally like half a mile away. All right, so let's let that cook down a little bit. All I did was spinach on there, add in that to it. Still no spices. This looks like it's getting pretty close. I'm gonna give it a taste. I don't know what it tastes like. Let's give it a little taste test. You know I have to have my wash by hand. The dishwasher here rocks. You open it and the whole thing like falls out. And I'm like, that terrifies me. I'm not using it. I'll wash everything by hand. So, okay. So it literally tastes like some kind of cheese product with tomato soup and pasta. But it's salty. I can taste the salt. So I'm glad I didn't add any salt into the vegetables. It looks like it needs maybe another minute to get that sauce really in there. This is what and then what our veggies look like. And we're actually, sorry, I don't have a tripod. I'm gonna mix it all together. Let's see. So this is it with that mixed in. And again, my lighting is not great, but you can see that it clearly, that little bit of veg was just enough. It could probably have a little bit more spinach if you want, and I might add some in. And I might add in another scoop of diced tomatoes. And then I have my little tiny tomato and some fresh basil. But let's give this a taste now with all these flavors in it. I think the baby just woke up, so I need to hurry. Let's see. I'm glad I didn't add any seasonings. The basil and just a little bit of cheese. If I had mozzarella, sorry, I think that would even be better because it's a little bit lighter than the Colby. But I'm going to add in a scoop of more tomatoes, a little bit more spinach, and then we're done. I added about that much. I walked over to the light, but this is what the finished product looks like. I think it actually looks pretty good. It tastes decent. I don't hate it. We used this for lunch today that we got at the mobile food pantry last week. The Red Roni. Just in case you have gotten there's a bunch of products by this brand. Just in case you have gotten any of these, here's an option for using it and turning it even to a dinner. You could put it in the oven and put cheese on it and bake it. I bet that would be really good. And you could really turn this into a full meal for your whole family. Is it something that I would purchase at the store? Definitely not. I prefer to do everything from scratch or try. But it's a great base. It would even be good in like some kind of soup. So I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for stopping by.